Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to my channel for another episode of Pack Review. Oh yeah, no, that wasn't even the name, it's Garage Review I was thinking of. Welcome to another episode of what you can get from that pack. It's been a while since I've done an episode like this. I'm wondering, is this actually the first what you can get from this pack video I've done of 2020? Maybe, I don't know, but definitely February. Anyway, welcome to my channel if you are new, and of course if you watch my videos all the time, I always appreciate your support and welcome back. So, the pack in question today is indeed the Lunar New Year Carbon Fiber, or the Year of the Rat Pack. Lunar New Year Carbon Fiber, Year of the Rat Pack, whatever you want to call it, this is the pack we're reviewing today. And oh my god, it's quite a pack for all the wrong reasons in my opinion. It's kind of ironic because when you look at the other bigger or the other big Top Drives YouTubers, Android Fanatic, he opened this pack for 7,000 gold, by the way. This is more expensive than a ×5 carbon fiber that you get on a Black Friday sale or Christmas sale or what else? I don't know, there wasn't really a Lunar New Year sale now, was it? I guess this is the Lunar New Year sale, but I mean, 7k is a lot. But yeah, Android Fanatic opened the pack. CMG opened the pack. Yeah, Blossom's not gonna do that. This pack is a no bueno. It's no good, but why take my word for it when you haven't seen what's inside? So let's get into the nitty gritty, and I'm going to show you every car you can get from this pack and run through the statistics with you. Before I show you all the cars you can get from this pack, the Lunar New Year Year of the Rat Pack, let me just run through the statistics, because the statistics never lie. So, Year of the Rat Pack. In terms of ultra rares, you can get 20 ultra rares, okay? 20 ultra rares, 5 RQ19s, which makes up 25% of the pack, 5 RQ20s, 5 RQ21s, and 5 RQ22s. So basically, there isn't really an advantage to any RQ you get within the ultra rare ranks. Everything's around the same odds. So the odds of you getting an RQ19 should be, and is, the same as odds of getting an RQ22. Now, I did add a third, or not a third, but an extra category to this. It's called Blossom's Approval. Now, this is my approval to what I think are actually good cars in the game, unbiased, because one of the cars that I do give approval to in this pack is indeed French. But 5 Blossom approved cards for the ultra rare rank. So that means, in my opinion, only 5 out of the 20 ultra rares you can get from this pack are good, which is 25%. That's not very good. I mean, the odds are not in your favor. We can definitely say that. Moving on to epics, you can get 7 epics from this pack. 3 of them are RQ24. Well, I would have to say 0 is RQ23. I guess that's a good thing. But 3 of them is RQ24. That makes up 43% of the epics you can get. 2 are RQ25, which makes up 26%, and 2 are RQ26, which also makes up 26%. In terms of Blossom approved epics, I think there are only 2 good epics that you can get from this pack, and only 2 good epics you want from this pack, okay? And that makes up 26%. Last but not least, the amount of legendaries you can get from this pack is 6. 6 legendaries. 27, RQ27, you can get 3. So 50% of your legendaries are the lowest RQ legendary RQ you can get, which is 27. Not a good start, but does it get better? No. RQ28 you can get 2, which makes up 33% of the legendaries you can get, and RQ29 you can get 1, which makes up 17% of the legendaries you can get from this pack. RQ30, no bueno, you can't get an RQ30. So yeah, definitely not a pack where you can get Bugattis or super high MRA roofs or Porsche GT2 RSs or anything like that. But with that said, stats aside, let's see what are the cars you can get. So we are greeted with the Renault Sport Clio RS16. I don't like this car. It has good handling, right? It has good handling, but that's it. It's definitely not something most players would go and scream about. And yeah, moving on is the Nissan Murano Cross Cabriolet. This one's even worse than the one before. This is worse than the Renault. Probably one of the most just distasteful cars in existence. A convertible version of a Murano. But yeah, this is the other car that you can get. 8.8, 0 to 60, 75 handling. Yeah, you tell me how you feel about the stats, right? But moving on. Well, German Renaissance was a great update. I'm sure a lot of people can agree German Renaissance is a great update. But what was one of the bad things from German Renaissance, which has become a little bit of a meme within the Top Drives community? Yeah, that's right, RQ19 BMWs. It's like, every time you open a carbon fiber and you want to, not be optimistic and expect the worst, the first thing that comes to my mind, at least my mind and some of my friends as well, I'm not sure about all of you guys, so let me know what you think, but the first thing that comes to my mind is in before RQ19 BMW. We say that so if we get something better, we'll be happy about it. So it just proves that RQ19 BMWs are the worst of the worst, and we get 3 of them in this pack. The first one's the 135i, the second one is the 540i, and the last one is the 530i. One tag wonder, this car. But yeah, you can agree, they're all abysmal. This car used to be super rare. Anyway, those are all the RQ19s. Now we move on to the RQ20s, where we touch upon my first Blossom approved car, and that is the Renault Sport Megane R26R. It has a lot of tags. You get hot hatch, you get driver's choice, and now you get year of the rat. For an RQ of 20, handling of 87 is definitely impressive. With the new introduction of GE cars, however, like the Lotus Sprint and the new RQ20 Lotus Elise, which has 88 stock, that might take out the relevance of this car even more. But for now, I would say this is a Blossom approved car. Why? I don't like it, but a lot of my friends do, so there definitely is an appeal. So this is one of the better cars you can get from this pack. So yeah. Yeah, this is one of the better cars you can get from this pack. It's not like a ZR2 Colorado or anything. But moving on is the Peugeot 205 T16. I'm not going to say much about this. Moving on is the Land Rover Discovery Sport P250. Now, I did open the carbon fiber Lunar New Year pack, the Year of the Rat pack. The only reason I did that is because I really wanted the slots and the cash. I kind of regret it. I kind of wish I opened a Ford Lotus carbon fiber, but this was the car that I got. So I compared it to the stats of all the other Land Rovers, ultra rare Land Rovers that you can get. And this thing is a horrendous 0 to 60. Like, when you compare this to the other Land Rovers in the game, in ultra rare, in like RQ21 and 20, 7.8 0 to 60 is abysmal. I mean, that is slow. The handling is okay for its RQ, but once again, it's not going to win many off-road events, especially when you come up against cars with, I don't know, off-road tires. So it's really not that great. The one thing that kind of makes it cool, it's 2020, and it's a great exhibition car, but honestly, I'm not going to max this out. I have one, it's fused material 100%. Anyway, moving on is the Dodge Caliber SRT4. I know what you're thinking. You probably think that this is going to be a Blossom approved car. No, it's not. This is like the worst ultra rare Dodge in the game. This or like the Nitro. I don't even have the Nitro, but I want it. It's not a good car. It's pretty terrible hot hatch. The Megane is just so much better, in all honesty. For a hot hatch, that handling is not that great, but I guess for an American hot hatch is decent. But we're never gonna have American hot hatch events, because I think this is the only one. But yeah, it's just not looking very nice. Personally, I do have this car maxed out, but the main reason I have it maxed out is because I just want to max out every Dodge in the game. I never use it. In fact, for the Year of the Rat challenge, I think that was the first time I actually used the SRT4 caliber, if it wasn't for like just throwing events in clubs. Anyway, moving on is the BMW 335i. Bleh. Moving on is the Jaguar XE Dynamic S. Now, this car isn't in my Blossom approved list, but I would say it's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. When GE first came out, someone told me that this car had like 100 MRA. If it had 100 MRA, yeah, absolutely it would be in the Blossom approved list. Then I got it in my GE Elite pack, and I tested it out. It's like 87, which isn't bad, but like, it's not good. It's because the 0 to 60 isn't that great. The handling isn't good. It's medium, but like, okay. I was most likely going to lose to the Charger SRT8 on the city streets anyway, so it's kind of like an underwhelming all-rounder. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not a car you would go crazy if you get it from the pack. Moving on is the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport. Is this in my Blossom approved list? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. This one's decent. I'm particularly fond of this car. The Grand Sport version of the C4 is my favorite variation of the C4, but it is decent. I use it quite a bit. You know, it has the Year of the Rat tag, the American Dream tag. It's a 90s car as well. One of the better 90s cars that you can get. It hits about 94 handling and has a decent 0 to 60. And the MRA is okay on this thing. So yeah, it deserves the Blossom approved list. But that's with a grain of salt. Moving on is the Buick Enclave. Yeah, the Buick Enclave. It's an American car I don't have, and that's bad. Moving on to the BMW X5, which is literally just a worse version of the X6. It has the style icon tag though, which is weird, but okay. And then moving on is the Bentley Brooklands. This one's new. I don't know much about it, but it doesn't look that great. Moving on, we have the Pontiac Torrent GXP. I was debating to put this on the Blossom approved list, but it's not, because there's another RQ22 American off-roader that everybody would rather use, which is the Colorado ZR2. And even if you don't have that, the GMC Sierra All-Terrain X is better than this. So, yeah, it's not that great. Moving on is the Nissan Murano. And finally, the last three cars are actually good. Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4, I highly recommend this. Super light car, super low 0 to 60, great handling, 4-wheel drive, medium ground clearance. It now has Street Racer, Year of the Rat, and Motorsport tags, which is great. And it's a 90s car. Honestly, this might be the best car, best ultra rare you can get from this pack. Just maybe. Up to you guys to decide when you see the next two. But the next one is indeed the Lotus Europa SE. Now, it doesn't have, it doesn't have Lotus handling. It doesn't have 86 or 87 or 88, but it does have really good MRA. 87 MRA, and it actually has beaten the Ford RS200 in a couple track sets from what I've seen, especially from... There's been some events where I've seen, yeah, the Year of the Rat events, the one before the silver one, the first one we ever had. The Europa SE, I have a friend that has it 996, mine's 969. It beats the RS200 in the quarter mile and a half mile. It loses on the 1 mile, but it's really, really close. It also beats the Carlton, the Lotus Carlton, on a quarter mile and I think half mile as well. This is a good car. It's, I feel like it deserves the sleeper tag, honestly. But the last one that we can get is indeed the Ford RS200. This one's a very good one. Very solid all-rounder. Definitely would recommend keeping it. Now, moving on to the epics, we start with the Volkswagen CC. Nothing good to say about this one. The Jaguar XKR, which is basically the worst version of the XKR 75, which came out 2 years later. That one is the one that I got, which is actually much slower in 0 to 60. It's 4.4 compared to this 4.0. But the XKR 75 has an MRA of 97, and this one has an MRA of 80. So, yeah. Not very good. Moving on is the BMW M3. This is the BMW from the campaign that literally everybody fuses. So yeah, you already know how useful this car is since everybody fuses it. Moving on is the Lamborghini Diablo SP. Now, some people might disagree with me on this. I don't think it's a Blossom choice. If I got it from this pack, I wouldn't be excited. I mean, I would. Just because I got an Epic and I should be happy. But like deep down inside in my heart, I would know I'm not really gonna max it out. I have this car, however, I did get on my birthday pack opening. Now that I was very happy to get, because that's getting an Epic from a ceramic, and I didn't spend 7,000 gold to get it. But yeah, 3.90 to 60. It has great MRA. It really does have great MRA. But there are Lamborghinis that are just better. You know, the LP550, it's better in handling, has higher top speed. MRA might not be as good. This car does have MRA. But is it justified to say that this is like a key Epic? I don't think so. However, the next two are pretty key. We start off... Oh, sorry, I forgot this one even existed. Yeah, no, this car is a big no-no. I mean, I forgot it existed in the pack. But these next two are actually good. The first one is a TVR Griffith. Now, this is an MRA of 97. Is actually in my top 10 list of GE cars I want to get. Year of the Rat tag, GE tag, 201 top speed, 3.92 to 60, 87 handling, and like I said, MRA of 97. It's a very good car. I want to max it out. I actually have a friend that already maxed it out. And of course, the cream of the crop. This is the best car you can get from this pack by a mile. The Caterham Superlight R500. Honestly, everybody I've known that wants to open this pack, and that opened this pack, and that actually opened that pack. This pack, where's English? Everyone that I knew that actually opened this pack literally just wanted the Superlight R500. Android fanatic. Sub bro. But yeah, this is literally the best car in the pack. You know what's even more sad? This car has the best handling out of every car you can get from this pack. All the legendaries after this has less than 90 handling. It's really sad. But yeah, moving on to legendaries, we start off with the Continental GT. I don't have much to say about this. It's a new car, as well as the Flying Spur. 4-wheel drive, medium ground clearance. It's literally just a worse version of the BMW M5. I'm sorry, is this a little bit of a, you know, kind of not condescending. Is this a bit of a negative video? It's not a negative video, I promise. There are good things about this pack, but really, there's some really bad cars in here, guys. But don't worry, I'm in a great mood. I'm not in a bad mood or anything. But yeah, the next one you can get is the Ariel Atom 3 Supercharge, Ariel Atom 3, Ariel Atom 3.5, and I think those are the only atoms you can get. I don't know much about the atoms, right? What I can say is that the R500 Superlight is better for most people, because epics are a lot easier to max out than legendaries, and it has 90 handling when the atoms don't. The atoms also don't really have amazing MRA. I'm assuming that because only I think one atom that has a Year of the Rat tag on topdrives.club has the MRA, and it's in the 70s. Or is it the low 80s? It's just not that good enough for me to remember. But I can only assume that the other atoms which are similar to it would have the similar MRA as well. But if you do have it, test it out and let me know. The last card that you can get is the only RQ29, and it is indeed the Lamborghini Gallardo LP560. This isn't even the good Lamborghini legendary that you can get. Like, okay, I really don't want this to be a negative video, I swear. Like, if you do open the pack, even after I say don't, but if you do open the pack and do get the legendaries, like, congratulations. Seriously, I'm just saying, there are better packs with better legendaries that you can get. It's not the best Lamborghini, but definitely not the worst. 3.5, 88, I'll let you decide this one for yourself. So, that was all the cars that you could get from this Lunar New Year Carbon Fiber Elite. Now, let me remind you, this is a pack that goes for 7,000 gold. Why it's more expensive is because it obviously adds in 25 slots and 30k, which is enticing, and in my opinion, it's the best thing about the pack, besides the design of it, because it's a very beautiful design on the pack. But yeah, it's not a good pack, in my opinion. So, my final verdict, should you open it? No. Should I open it? Will I open it? No, I will not open it. I will not open it. I know the other big YouTubers of Top Drives opened it, but Blossom ain't doing that. Blossom saving his gold. I'm not opening this pack. But yeah, that is my final verdict. I know it's most likely that R500 Superlight that is tempting you to get this pack. Just do me a favor, don't get it. I mean, you might as well just open UK premiums or UK carbon fibers, because it drops the Superlight and like a ton of amazing McLarens as well. This one, only the Superlight, no McLarens. Anyway, that was the pack. I hope you enjoyed this review. It was a bit of a real one. I just really don't want you guys to open this pack, because I don't want you guys to get scammed. If you get the Superlight, you really hit the jackpot. That's like getting a Chiron from a normal carbon fiber. But what are the odds of that, realistically, right? Anyway, that is the video, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of what you can get from that pack. I hope you guys have a great day, and I saw the loading screen, and I thought I was going to buy it, and I got really scared. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.